the market for a premium MPV, then chances are, the Toyota Alphard's probably on top of your mind. But then, the new Alphard now costs nearly 5 million pesos. With that in mind, here's a diesel-fed alternative that costs much less. Let's take a look at the Kia Carnival.
So what you're seeing here is the brand new Kia Carnival, and as you're gonna see, though this is a minivan slash MPV, it combines a lot of design elements from crossover SUVs because after all, that's what people want nowadays from a styling perspective. So here at the front end, you're gonna see Kia's very iconic tiger nose face, which has been implemented in all of their cars for the longest time now. Then of course above that, you have the new Kia logo sitting on top of the hood. Then down the sides of the grille are these slim LED headlights which feature the heartbeat LED daytime running lights, which looks really distinct sa umaga. And then going for that crossover or rather SUV inspired look are the black trim elements and the silver satin trim pieces sa baba na kanang front bumper, which again yun nga helps give it that crossover SUV vibe. Moving towards the side, you're gonna see yung kanang medyo more upright A-pillars compared to the previous generation. Blacked out now because it gives that sleeker floating roof effect as a result of that. And then more of that satin silver and black bumper effect sa kanang lower parts ng kanang side profile, which again gives it that crossover SUV vibe despite being an MPV or a minivan. So basically, chiseled lines and the clean side profile gives this car not just a very stylish look, but also one that will age really well for a very long time. So it's gonna be a design that will still look good even couple years down the line. Then more to the side profile, you're gonna see yung kanang satin silver trim piece dito sa kanang rear window, which again, if you remember the Kia Sorento has that digital diamond pattern, I guess kung sabihin natin. As you move towards the back, that satin silver trim piece extends all the way to the tailgate and then to the other side. And then you can see that full with LED tail light design, which looks really good at night. Moving towards the bottom, you're gonna see yung kanang rear bumper, which has that satin silver effect, and then the black body cladding effect, which again gives it crossover SUV vibe despite being an MPV or a minivan. So overall, the transformative look of the new Kia Carnival is really significant. It's really a whole lot better looking in terms of designs. I think Kia is really one of the best automakers right now in that aspect. So I think now that's a good time for me to step inside the brand new Kia Carnival. So now that we're here inside the new Kia Carnival, and thankfully that stylishness carries over to the interior of this car. So there's plenty of interesting surfaces and shapes all across the dashboard of the Kia Carnival, and more of that diamond digital pattern, I guess, if for the lack of a better term, is also seen here sa kanyang silver trim piece sa dashboard. So as you're also gonna see, there's plenty of piano black surfaces, which can be a good or a bad thing. In this case, it's more of a mixed bag for me because especially with the climate controls, though they're physical and capacitive touch, it's a combination of both. Adding gloss black to the high touch points will of course give it a lot of fingerprints over time. And yun pa lang, you're gonna see there's really plenty of scratches and dust that's attracted to all of that gloss black surface. Apart from that, the interior is well laid out, maganda ang materials niya, and yun nga lang, coming from the Kia Sorento, you're gonna be surprised as to why this car only has analog gauges and a tiny 3.5 or maybe a 4-inch multi-information display. Yun nga lang, that's a missed opportunity for me in terms of features. So even here in the top of the line SX, talagang naka-analog gauges ka pa rin and not digital gauges. So parang in a sea of modernity with the rest of the design language, itong analog gauges are medyo a bit of an eyesore for me. So beside that is an 8-inch screen, an 8-inch infotainment screen, using the same software as other Hyundai Motor Group vehicles like yung mga Hyundai Tucson natin or yung mga Kia Sorento, of course. They use the same software, so if you've seen my reviews of those cars, including the Hyundai Stargazer, well yeah, the interface is gonna be the same, which means it's gonna be responsive, easy to use, and logically laid out yung kanyang menus. And at the same time, you also have wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So, being of course an MPV or a minivan, there's really tons of space. Like, I can't even reach the other side of the door unless I really lean. A huge storage bin here. You also have heated and cooled seats for this specific SX variant. Also have wireless charging, Then of course, being a Kia Carnival, the main reason you're gonna be buying this is not exactly because of the front amenity. So dahil dyan, let's move there in one clap. Because as you're gonna see, there's plenty of room here at the back of the Kia Carnival, and of course, the best seats in the house are the second row captain's chairs. So as standard, you get captain's chairs even on the base EX, but here in the SX, you get power adjustable captain's chairs because if you move it to the side using one of these levers, you have, and then move it a bit pala ng paatras, and now you just press this button. This is amazing. This is basically a one-touch relaxation mode, which in the press of a button, you're able to fully recline the rear seats. And now, taasan natin yung kanyang footrest for premium relaxation on a long drive. And of course, take in the view from the panoramic sunroof, or rather two-piece glass roof. Okay, wait lang, I have work to do, so let's bring back the seats to its normal position. Okay, move it to the side for increased practicality for the middle aisle. And then, as you're gonna see as well, apart from these power adjustable captain's chairs on both sides, you also have heated and cooled rear seats. You have USB charging ports on each side of those rear seats, and well, yeah, that's basically it in terms of amenities here in the second row. These are basically the best seats in the house, and yeah, I can see why a lot of people are buying this car actually, because it's really a comfortable place to sit in here on long drives. So I really don't want to let go of this second row seat, but yeah, I have to demonstrate to all of you guys, of course, the third row seats, which are actually quite spacious for third row seats. Again, the advantages of having an MPV or a minivan instead of an SUV. So there's really nice seats here sa third row ng Kia Carnival. Yung nga lang, the seat, though it's higher of course compared to an SUV's third row, pero yun nga lang, my legs are still quite a bit high for my preference. Pero again, much better compared to an SUV, and I really would be able to go to a trip to Baguio here from the third row pa lang. USB ports on each side. You have 3 cup holders here. You also have a sunshade. I forgot to mention, even the second row of course has their own sunshade. And then your own climate control, or rather your climate vents here at the back. Yeah, actually in terms of amenities, this is practically basically economy class, yun lang sabihin natin. So if the front seats are the captain's quarters, the second row seats are business class, and then the third row is basically economy class. Yun yung parang sabihin natin yung arrangement niya, no? There's really no better vehicle out there than an MPV. So yeah, let's actually go now and check out the enormous trunk space of the Kia Carnival.
So yeah, as for cargo space, you get a massive 627 liters behind the third row seats pa lang. But if you fold down those third row seats, well yeah, the figures get pretty massive as you're gonna see in the numbers below. Yun nga lang, at least for the SX model, you can't eliminate those captain's chairs. But then again, with more than 2,000 liters of space without the third row, ano pa bang gusto mong hilingin? Anyway, as mentioned kanina, the Carnival gets a turbo diesel engine, a 2.2-liter one at that, and it's the same engine that you also see in the Santa Fe and the Kia Sorento. But as opposed to an 8-speed dual clutch, the Carnival uses a smoother 8-speed automatic, which as you're gonna see in the drive, works truly in favor of this vehicle.
So now that we've hit the road with the new Kia Carnival, and this car is all about smoothness. So the 2.2-liter diesel engine that this car uses is practically the same that's in also the Kia Sorento. Yun nga lang, the tuning here compared to what Kia has done with the Sorento is that dito that powertrain has been tuned more towards smoothness. There's less chance of overwhelming the front tire. So talagang it's really all about smoothness. Likewise, yung 8-speed automatic that this car uses is very smooth. It's more civilized pa nga, I think, than the 8-speed automatic, or rather the 7-speed DCT of the Kia Sorento. Of course, syempre, you're buying a minivan or an MPV mainly for comfort duties, and here in the Kia Carnival, you're getting a lot of that. Refinement, speaking of which, yeah, refinement, there's a bit more road noise here, I guess, compared to the Hyundai Tucson I recently reviewed. Coming from that car, the Tucson was really impressive in terms of refinement. Not competitors, but I think lang na it's more of an observation. I think there's more road noise here just because of the fact lang na it's a bigger car. There's more of an echo chamber here compared to the smaller crossover like the Tucson nga. Pero it's still pretty quiet, no? It's still quiet for its class, its size, especially considering the fact that this is a tall and wider car, so it occupies more mass in the air. So talagang there's gonna be more of that wind noise, especially sa wing mirrors. But then again, yun nga, it's pretty quiet pa rin for its segment. It's a relaxing long distance cruiser. Much better of course than any PPV, any pickup based passenger SUV. Next to the Alphard though, the thing with the Alphard is that car costs $1 million or 2 pesos more than the Kia Carnival. And to be honest, I am not sure if it's $1 million or 2 pesos worth more than the Carnival, because the Carnival is pretty much 90% as good as the Toyota Alphard. Again, that's not to say that the Carnival is bad. Again, it's very good in fact. For the most part, there's a reason why this car is selling so well for Kia, and it's because of the fact that for the most part, it's already really good at 3 million pesos itong SX variant. So now that we're on the highway, and this is where the Kia Carnival shines even more. The ride is so good, the refinement's really good, it's very relaxing even here from the front. So totoo lang, again, more of a wind whistle in the windows because of, you know, this is a bigger car and all compared to like yun nga yung Hyundai Tucson that I was mentioning kanina. Talagang really comparing it to the Tucson despite not being competitors, because I was really so impressed with the refinement of that car. So yun nga, here in the Sorento, in the Carnival rather, it's a really good and relaxing long distance cruiser. It feels so good to drive, especially when you point it at long straight highways, because the car is just so stable, considering the fact nga that the Toyota Alphard is, you know, $1 million or 2 pesos more pa compared to this car. Again, it's 90% about as good as the Toyota Alphard. And if you're gonna overtake, this diesel engine's really good. Like, yun nga sabi ko, as you've listened or read my reviews nung Kia Hyundai cars, they make great diesel engines, and of course itong nasa Kia Carnival is no exception. Fuel efficiency, it's also really good even if it's fully loaded. It took this car up to Baguio and Cannon Road, and yun nga syempre fully loaded, and that's gonna really take a hit sa fuel economy mo. Even then, right now I've been doing still around 12.2 kilometers per liter. Overall, they're gonna really enjoy the Kia Carnival. There's a reason why this is Kia's third best-selling car in the Philippines. It's really good. It's a really excellent MPV, and in also a manner that's both fuel efficient and powerful enough for 7 people, especially even when going up to Baguio.
Two variants of the Kia Carnival are available, with the base EX, letting you features like a powered tailgate, power sliding doors, leatherette upholstery, an 8-inch touchscreen infotainment system, blind spot warning, manual captain's chairs, and a power adjustable driver's seat, just to name a few. Splurging for the SX on the other hand gets you bigger 19-inch wheels, wireless charging, heated and cooled front seats, power adjustment for the front passenger as well, dual sunroofs, those power adjustable captain's chairs, and an increased amount of driver assistance features such as automatic emergency braking, rear cross traffic alert, lane centering, though no radar guided adaptive cruise control. So, the Kia Carnival is actually a good premium MPV, and we can understand why it's Kia's third best-selling model in the Philippines. It must be mentioned, however, that the Carnival is a severe case of sibling rivalry, and depending on your needs, it could actually be the better car. With significantly more features but a less premium interior, you might be interested as well in the Hyundai Staria Premium, which actually costs less than this Kia Carnival SX.